All right, here we are on a beautiful Prescott, Arizona day, looking at a very nice, extremely nice 1932 Ford 5-window coupe. Actually, at this point, we're going to have the owner got a really cool history on it, so we're going to have him do a narrative while we're standing here looking at the car, cover the history for you, and then we'll...
Hey Brian, thanks a lot for letting me speak about the car. As you know, I've owned a lot of 32s in my life, but this one is pretty special. It was bought from a guy. When I bought it from him, he was in his 90s. He bought it from the original owner in Redlands, California in 1956. He was a student at Redlands University, and he got married in the car in 1956-57. He gave me his photo album from his wedding, which is included with the car. The car had high 20,000 original miles when he bought it. You could see that as evidenced by the speedo in the pictures. It's all original sheet metal, all original floors. The motor that was in it belonged to his brother originally. It came with the original 32 motor, and he blew it up as a college student. His brother gave him the 40 motor, and that's the motor that's in it today, rebuilt. It's got a 39 gearbox with Lincoln Zephyr gears. It's got 378 axle ratio, and it's a cruiser on the highway. At 65, you're doing about 2,600 RPM. It's a great riding car, tight, very tight. Runs like a clock. The gauges are the original Chex gauges, which was an option in 32, which included gasoline, temperature, charging gauge, and oil pressure gauge. It was restored. He parked it when he graduated college. He went to work in Newfoundland as a marine biologist. He parked it at his grandmother's garage, came back 35 years later after his wife had passed, pulled it out of the garage, which are photos that are included with the restoration, and restored it at the early V8 garage in Southern California over the course of about 5 or 6 years. The car was stripped to bare metal, and the car was virgin metal when he took it apart. No Bondo, no fillers, no patch panels needed. It's really one of the most original bodied 32s I've ever seen.
All right, we appreciate the owner giving us a history. We're going to walk around and just tell you what we see as we go around and what we know. We'll cover a really nice list at Spud's Garage, so make sure you go there. Beautiful 32 Ford 5-window coupe with excellent history you just heard about. We'll actually highlight upon that in our write-up at Spud's Garage. Beautiful black. He's a member of the Black Deuce Society. Excellent presentation of a retro rod style feel. Has 4-wheel juice brakes, Lincoln juice brakes on it, upgrade. Original rear end in the back. Has in order to do the juice brakes, you have to have the Kelsey Hayes 35 wheels on it, 1935. All original body in steel. Beautiful black finish like we just mentioned. It's been dropped just a little bit. Posey spring in the rear. Up front here it has a Posey spring and a 4-inch dropped axle. Under the hood is a 286 cubic inch flathead V8. We'll cover the engine compartment here for you. Has an original Pete Eastwood dropped headlight bar on it. The headlights have been turned to halogen on it. Very rare NOS Spartan ducktail horn. Or boat tail horn is what I should say. Like I mentioned, the headlights have been upgraded to halogen. We'll have a picture of that in the shop where it's running, or a portion of the video, I believe. He's cruising around with me. The sun broke out after the little narrative I did for him. We had a rainstorm and he ran away, and I'll share a portion of that video because we didn't want it to be out in the rain here. Beautiful original body, fenders, that type of thing. Grill shell, correct stainless, dove gray insert here. Built flathead V8 like we mentioned. We'll get underneath the hood here, but it has a upgraded 39 Ford gearbox with Lincoln Zephyr gears in it. Working cowl vent, working windshield, roll down rear window. Beautiful top. Very, very nice. It's hard to find nice little 5 windows like this that are beautiful, all original steel body. Motor's all balanced and blueprinted. We have some video of him driving while I'm sitting over on the passenger side. Drives wonderfully. Everything's just right gear ratio wise, where you can cruise down the freeway at 65 to 70 just fine. Right at an intersection here, so kind of give you a feel. The tube's still there on it. We'll raise the cowl vent here. Rare 3-gauge dash center, marble shifter knob. The interior here is Porsche brick red leather. Very high-end interior, nicely done wool carpet. It's got snap-in panels here. It's got heat and sound insulation in it. It is the original VIN, the original chassis. Wonderful history, again, that the owner just covered with you. Also has a working dome light here. I'll get the switch, put my finger on it, show you here. Dome light works. Very particular owner. Perfectionist style, likes to make sure everything works. Is used to judging that kind of scenario, so he does always somebody stopping. That's a great thing. All OEM door handles, that kind of thing. Anything that he could find that was NOS or an upgrade from the original factory NOS item, he would put on the car. Has original front and rear bumpers and irons. The rear window still rolls down here in the back like it's supposed to. Nice amount of room in a 5 windows compared to a 3 window, and guys are really starting to move towards the 5 windows right now. Has LED taillights in the rear, dual exhaust with Smitty mufflers on it, so it's got that good vintage sound. The LED taillights here, super bright. Converted to 12 volt. Step back, let's take a good look at it. Catch the reflections. Yesterday was a challenge, kind of the video is a combination of 2 days because of the weather. We got rained on pretty good. Brick red leather interior is just awesome. Just sets it off just right. Two-tone black piping. Forgot to mention the deck lid handles a rare NOS with lock. Get you underneath the dash here. Let's put a nice little early 60s or 60s style sun tachometer down here. Set up for the flathead V8. Stromberg ignition on the engine. We'll cover that in just a minute. Beautiful NOS steering wheel. Operates like it should from the factory with a lock steering column. This is the original. He talked about miles on it. This is the original miles on this car and this body. Rare 3-gauge pack. This side's fuel heat. Over on this side is the amp gauge, and then over here, when you fire it up, the oil gauge basically says that the oil pressure's on. It's pretty neat. There's a rare mirror. You can see the character and patina in the mirror. The clock, mirror clock. Headliner's done the same way. Go ahead and fire it up here. We got it neutral and he's got the e-brake on. Oh, I forgot to turn the key on. Hang on just a second here. We were just talking about that yesterday. Forgetting to turn the column key on, the ignition on. See where it shows that the gauge is in the on, or the oil pressure's on right now. Locking steering column. We'll get out and let you hear it run. Windshield goes out like it's supposed to. He's going to rev it up a little bit for me. All right, we'll get you underneath the hood here. Very nice. Built, balanced, and blueprinted. 286 cubic inch flathead V8. Very nicely done. basically a 286 cubic inches. Got a 3 3/8 bore with a 4-inch stroke. Has a scat crankshaft in it. Has an Isky Max 1 camshaft in it. Very, very nicely done. Edelbrock aluminum cylinder heads here. Acorn nuts on it. Has an upgraded distributor that has a Stromberg ignition on it. Dual Stromberg 97s. Those are brand new carburetors. Aluminum intake manifold. This is a truck cooling fan, so it's a little bit bigger and cooling. Tri-Y headers right here. They're all ceramic coated, and we'll have it up on the lift for you too. Here's a steering box we talk about on the undercarriage. It's a 37 to 39 Hudson gearbox. It has needle bearings, and it's really kind of a bolt right in on these cars, kind of neat. The VIN is on the frame here exactly where it's supposed to be. Nice little billet dress here. These are actually spun steel air filters on it. And the generator itself is a 12-volt generator that's inside the guts of original style generator, 6-volt. Beautiful. Truck van keeps it nice and cool. All right, we got you over here on the passenger side. This engine was built, we talked about the specs on the other side, was built by Don McKay, very well known. Out of where, Mike? Out of Orange County, California. Balanced and blueprinted, as we mentioned over there. We just wanted to give you a view on the other side. The headers here. This is a later model 12-volt starter on it because it's been converted. Firewall's beautiful. No unnecessary holes from factory. Correction on the LED headlights. These are LED headlights. They are not halogen. Draw very low current. 40,579 actual miles. It is still cold and it fired right up like that. Incredible body off restoration by early Ford out of Southern California. It's an original car to begin with. It is all original sheet metal on the car, including the floor pans. Original car. It's been updated with Lincoln Juice brakes, front and rear. Emergency brake, that type of thing. Emergency brake's working. He's got it pulled tight. He's lowered it in the back with a Posey leaf spring. Looks like they got their nylon spacers in it, so it's nice and smooth. Very nice original floor pans here. It has the original lever shocks in the back that are adjustable. We'll show them to you up front again when we get up there. A beautiful original body with no patch panels. Original frame here. Dual exhaust with Smitty mufflers on it. Up here they've installed an electric fuel pump with a fuel pressure regulator. You're going to need it with the carbs up front there when you got an electric fuel pump. Updated gel battery here. Kind of getting a look at the floor pans firsthand here. Early Ford parts brake conversion, mounting bracket here. I believe that's an early Ford master cylinder, like the early 60s master cylinder. Maybe earlier than that. Very nice powder coated frame. This here is a caster adjustment because they've lowered the front end also 4 inches, and we'll cover that for you. Or up in the front it's been lowered 4 inches. I don't know what it is on the back. Gives you extra caster. Has long tube tri-Y headers that are been ceramic coated. There's the bottom side of the 286 cubic inch flathead V8 that's been built. The transmission itself is a 39 box that has Lincoln Zephyr gears in it. Notice that the bones have not been split with that type of adjustment set up there. Up here's something kind of neat. The owner was showing me when they did the restoration, they installed an NOS brake light switch. These are mechanical, so it's just a spring that pulls it when you push the pedal. Kind of neat. You'll see the adjustable lever shocks up front. Been on the road all day, so sometimes I mix up a word. Very nice. You can see the powder coat finish on the cross member here, engine cross member. Up here there's a ballast resistor for the ignition, I believe is what they installed there. Nice way to hide it out of the way because they're running 12 volts now. Up front it has a 4-inch dropped axle and a posy spring up front here also. Very, very nice. This steering box is out of a 37 to 39 Hudson. It's a conversion you can do that bolts right into the car. The conversion just gives you a smoother steering, easier steering because it's all done with needle bearings inside. All right, he's taking it back to his garage. Could be going to your garage. Make sure you go to Spud's garage. We have a few raindrops in the air.